So today we're going to speak a little bit about the nature of the relationship between guru and disciple. Today people have such a strong sense of wanting to be independent and not reliant on anyone, and to be highly suspect of a person that may appear to be taking a submissive position to another person. It's generally thought of, particularly in the Western world, as something incredibly undesirable and even abhorrent. And there is a good reason why many people feel this way, because we have seen so many situations where unqualified and, well, let's just stick with unqualified teachers have exploited those who place themselves in their care. But this system, I mean, in the ancient yogic culture or the Vedic culture, this tradition of guru-disciple relationship was considered very natural. Not only very natural, but also very necessary for an individual to be able to traverse life in a way in which they will find true meaning and a great deal of personal benefit. There was this common notion in many Eastern cultures that if you did not have a guru, that you were practically a rudderless boat. A rudderless boat means that you are simply at the mercy of the waves, the winds, the currents. You have no ability to steer towards any focal point. You are left to the power of nature, and it usually does not turn out very well. A rudderless boat in the middle of the ocean is a very serious problem. And so you will see in many older Eastern cultures, the idea that you didn't have a guru was considered very strange. And it's like, what kind of person are you? Is this a personal choice, or are you ignorant? I mean, this is the way that they would look upon it, which is really different than the way that the people in the Western world look at things. In order to understand the nature of this relationship, I think we'll just visit a small example here. If you want to go to college, I had a brother-in-law once, and he decided that he wanted to go to the most prestigious school in America. And after some research, he decided that was Cornell University. And he wanted to seek out the most prestigious professor on campus, which means a man of great learning and great experience. And it was this particular professor that he felt was someone, I can't remember if it was computer science or lasers or something they were dealing with. And so he signed up for this person's course. He wanted to take this particular course because he wanted to benefit from the prestige of a man of such great learning. So it is not uncommon if people want to do, particularly when you do your master's or when you do post-grad studies, it's not so much just the topic that you're interested in and you want to study. It's the qualification of the person that is teaching, a person that is leading the field in terms of new discovery, in terms of a body of work. Their research, their things that they have discovered serve as their credentials. And you will have a tendency, if you want to benefit the most that you possibly can, is to seek out a person of enormous qualification and to begin to study under them. Spiritual life, or the study of yoga, is really no different whatsoever than this type of undertaking. Only it has a different focus. Rather than wanting to become absorbed in the nature of this world and the different laws that are enforced on this world, and to explore these things in great intricacy, the aspirant on the path of yoga was interested in finding out what is the purpose for my existence. What is the purpose for my life? Who am I? Even if I have come to understand just through my own experience and reading that I am not this body, I am a resident within this body. It doesn't answer the question of who I am. It just tells me who I'm not. So if I really want to understand my true spiritual identity, if I want to find, is perfection possible? Is perfect love possible? Is perfect happiness possible? Then I need to approach someone who is a master in this sphere, who is a master of this dimension, who can instruct, guide, direct me in a way that I can find my way through this maze-like material existence and come out the other end with full self-realization. So seeking out such a master is not only is it a natural thing to do, it is not an easy thing to do. Where do I start looking? How do I know? Unfortunately, for much of the world, the knowledge concerning what are the qualifications and the natural qualities of a genuine yoga master, a guru, has largely been lost to much of the world. But information is there. And if a person takes the time, they will build that knowledge base by which they can actually begin to discern and discriminate. The idea of, and we've talked about this before, the idea of blind acceptance or blind faith is completely and utterly rejected in the yoga system. A person is never asked to just accept something on the face of things. And this includes whether a person is qualified as a teacher. One of the wonderful attributes of this system of learning was the development of the student and teaching them how to question, how to ask the big questions and the important questions, how to discern. When a person finds such a qualified teacher to accept the position of being an apprentice or a disciple or a student is a very fortunate place to be. I think many people hear the term disciple, they think of it in terms often associated with cults or strange experiences. But for the hundreds of millions of people in the eastern part of the world, this system of learning is very profound, it is very wonderful, and it is extremely fruitful.